Hey everybody, welcome. Today's practice is going to be about 30 minutes. You'll need 2 blocks, and what we're going to do is explore different ways of getting up and down from the floor. Now that might sound kind of boring, but we're going to have some fun with it, explore some different movement patterns, and really utilize the blocks as tools to assist us. So actually start standing up today, which is a little different. And our warm-up is going to be really functional. We're just going to get up and down from the floor a couple different ways here. So just kind of find your way intuitively down to the floor. Notice how you do it. And then find your way back up. And keep going. And I want you to see how many different ways you can find your way down onto the floor and back up again. It can be your own thing, right? It doesn't have to be anything specific. It doesn't have to be what I'm doing, right? It can be really kind of out there and weird. Get creative. Maybe try not to use your hands. See how that goes for you. Take a roll, maybe. You can use momentum. And let's do it one more time. And this is actually going to warm you up. Warm up the joints that we're going to be using a lot of in class today. And then you're just going to find your way down one more time. And come onto your hands and your knees. And have your blocks up at the top of your mat. So they're easy to get to in a moment. Set your hands wide, take your knees under your hips, and we'll start with just a few rounds of easy cat and cow, mobilizing the spine. You can try to move from your tailbone. You can move from your head first. Initiate the movement from the head. Or you can do head to tail simultaneously. Feel the difference between those. Take your ribs in a circle around the room. Making sure you get really into the lateral part of the rib cage, the sides. Go the other way. I do this movement a lot. I think it's so important. We get really sticky in the thoracic spine, so we gotta keep it moving. And then from here, tuck your toes and sit back into a child's pose with those tucked toes. Arms out in front of you. You can let the forehead fall to the mat if that feels good. On your inhale, rise up back to hands and knees, but keep going so your hips actually move forward and you're in a plank on your knees. Lift the kneecaps so you're in full plank. And just pause here for a moment. Trying not to let the hips sag, trying not to let the shoulders sag. Really pushing the floor away from you and lifting up through the front of your body. Walk your hands to your feet. Shake your head no, nod your head yes. Really let your whole upper body just hang. Notice what you feel here today in your body. And then when you're ready, roll up your spine, one vertebrae at a time. And take a nice little strut to the top of your mat. We won't use the blocks yet, but we'll do a couple different sequences here. So we'll use them in a moment. Obviously use them as you need to, even if I don't cue it. Bring your feet together. Straighten your legs. Get really strong and grounded through the feet. Spread the toes. On your inhale, reach your arms up to the ceiling. And exhale, fold forward, hinging at your hip joints. Letting your head drop, heavy head. Inhale, come up to a flat back, halfway lift. And step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. And then try to bring the feet a little closer together, maybe even big toes touching. Sweep the right leg high behind you. As you exhale, curl in, bringing your knee to your nose, and see if you can step towards your hands or between your hands. Drop your back heel to the mat and come up to warrior two. Nice and early warrior two in this practice. Now we're going to shift back to the back leg and come into Skandasana. But see if you can keep your front leg, your right leg, turned out. Drop down through the hips. Good. Now take your hands to the floor and crawl, very ninja style, back to the top of your mat, picking up your back heel again. And then that back leg, your left leg, is going to slide forward and find its way behind the right ankle so that you can find a seat. Your right leg is still on top. You're going to hook your knee with your left elbow and find a twist to the back of your mat. Use your eyes. You don't have to crank super hard here. Just a little twist, rotation. Now we're going to come out the same way we came in. So take your eyes around first. Lift off your seat. Change your leg position. And come back to that Skandasana. Lift up and over like you're fountaining or blossoming open. Back to warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. Exhale, take your hands to the floor and step it back to downward facing dog. Let's try that on the other side. Inhale the left leg high. Sweep the leg through. Open up to warrior two. Shift your weight onto the back leg. Skandasana. Take your hands to the floor. Come on back to the front of your mat, and then the back leg will come forward to the back of the left ankle here so you can find a seat. A lot of knee flexion here, so take care of your knees if you need to. Reverse into that twist. And come out the same way you came in. Hands forward. Step it back. Shift your weight back to that Skandasana. See if you can keep your hips low there. And now blossom up and over. Up and out. Take up space, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Cartwheel your hands to the mat. Step it back, downward facing dog. Take a vinyasa flow here if you choose. And we're going to do that whole thing again a little bit faster now. So right leg high. Step forward. Warrior two, rise. Shift your weight to the back of the mat. Skandasana. Now up and over to warrior two again. Skandasana. So we'll do this a couple times, a little repeating action. Get a little bit more flow. And up and over. Last time. Ninja style to the top of your mat. Back leg comes in, you find a seat. Rotate your spine, rotate. Come back to your Skandasana. Really using your feet. Up and over, warrior two. Reverse your warrior now. Big bend to the side. Cartwheel the hands down and step it back, dog. Left leg high, breathe in. Step it forward. Warrior two, open up. Skandasana, try to get your hips low. And then reach back up. So here's that change in level I was talking about. Going low to the ground, and then up and over. Good. Two more. And this is your last one. You're gonna stay low. Shift your weight to the front of your mat. Back leg comes in. Find a seat. Rotate to the back of the mat. Back to your Skandasana. Up and over a warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Find your way there. Good. Now drop to your knees and take one of your blocks on the left front corner of your mat. Your left hand will go on top and it's on the low height. We're gonna try a downward dog. It's gonna feel a little off because we're a little asymmetrical in the shoulders, but that's okay. Come into that down dog position. Same thing. The right leg will lift high. Now bring your knee to your nose. This is gonna feel much different because you've got this elevated left hand. Step between your hands. Keep your left hand on the block and open up for a bigger twist now. Twisted lunge. Now here's the fun adventure. We're gonna slide the back leg through the block, so through your block and your foot, and come all the way to a seat. Let your right knee drop out to the side and float your hips up, little back bend. Find your seat. Put your hand back on the block. Here's the fun part. Try to lift the leg without rounding the spine. That's tricky. And then push up onto the block and come out the same way you came in. Back to your twisted lunge. Let's try that again, shall we? Bring the leg through. Find a seat. Let the right knee drop open so you can use it to push up into this little back bend variation. Drop the hips. Try to lift the leg, lift the hips, and then send it back, open up. One more time, guys. Send it through and open up. Drop the hips. Back to your twisted lunge. Now, I'm going to take my hands over to the left side corner of my mat and come into this wide-legged forward fold. Come up halfway on your inhale. Find some space in your spine. And as you exhale, fold forward. Let your head drop all the way. Take a few breaths here. Your heart rate might be slightly elevated because of all the movement and the level changing. Good. Now slowly walk your hands back forward. Shift back to a lunge. And step it back to downward facing dog. Now see if you can change so that your block is under your right hand. And we're in downward facing dog again. This time our left leg will sweep up and back behind us. We're gonna step it through. This should feel a little easier than without the block. Open up to a twist. Now here's the fun part. The back leg is gonna come through this space here, this little lane we've created. Bring it through, land. Let the left knee open up so you can take your left hand behind you and push your hips forward. Really open up that front body. And settle back down. Fun part where we get to change levels. From low, lift your leg up, hips up, sweep it back through. And this is kind of a mid-level range where we are here. Going back to low, send your back leg through. And lift. Back down. Lift the leg, lift the hips, reach it back and open up. One more time, guys. Send it through. Try not to clunk down. Try to softly land. Come back down, lift the leg, reach it back. Good, and we'll skip the stretch now and just step it back, downward facing dog. Put your blocks out of the way and take a breath. Good, now drop down to your knees. Take both of your blocks and let's put them at the high height, about 8 inches from the top of our mats. So setting up there. Find your way up to standing. And you'll be standing slightly in front of your blocks. We're gonna balance now. So we're a little warmed up, so hopefully we can stand on our right leg and lift our left knee up. And just take a moment here, find your bearings. Find a stable, earthy, standing leg. Solid through your center. We're gonna kick back to warrior 3. Now here's the fun part, guys. We're gonna reach for those high blocks. So that means we have to shift our weight back. Bend your standing knee, shift your weight way back. There they are. Now land the back foot. Ooh, that's tricky. That is tricky. Now, another squat variation here. This is called a pistol squat. You're gonna send the back leg through this lane around your spine to get it through and send it straight ahead. Now I'm using the blocks as assistance here. Now round your back, tuck that knee into your chest and shoot it behind you, coming back to your lunge. Let's try that again. Pull the knee in, extend the leg forward, and back to your little lunge. One more time, here we go. Swing it through, reach it out, and back. From here, you guys, rise up to a crescent warrior. So now we're really on that high level now. Take your hands to your heart and twist to the right. So hook left elbow onto right thigh. Now lift high on the ball of the back foot. Look down for stability. You're gonna see if you can find chair twist, but maybe you can float that back leg up just for a moment before you step it forward. Give that a whirl. Blossom your arms open if you'd like here. See if you can drop your hips a little lower than your heart. And then push down through the feet. Rise up, reach high, then take your hands to your heart. Let's try the other side. Stand on your left leg, reach your right leg high. Get your bearings. Now sweep it back, warrior 3 balance. Make sure that the lifted leg, you guys, is strong and straight like a dagger. Now you're gonna reach for the blocks, which means you have to shift back on your standing heel. Really bend the knee. There they are. And then step it back. We're in our low lunge now. We're gonna send our back leg through for our pistol squat. Here we go. Send it through. Yep, push down, pull the knee into you, shoot it back. Let's try that again. Pull it through. Sweep it out. Now I'm lifting high on the ball of my standing foot here. One more time. And push it back. Rise up to crescent warrior. Hands to your heart, twist to your left. All right, look down for stability. High on the ball of the back foot. You're gonna step to chair, but before you step, can you float that leg up? And then send it in. When you get to your chair, you may blossom open, really expand across the collarbones. As you inhale, you're gonna press through the feet, rise up, and hands to your heart. Woo! We're down to our last phrase, you guys. For this one, you'll take your blocks to the back of your mat, just like so. And you're gonna sit on top of them, just like so. All right. Knees are separated about hips width. You don't have to make sure that they're not touching. Find a nice tall lifted spine. First thing we're gonna do is lift ourselves off the block. So push or lift from your glutes. Push up. Now you're gonna step your right foot forward into kind of a kneeling shape here. Tuck the back toes under. Lift your knee. And now you're gonna launch yourself back into warrior three. Now here's the fun part, y'all. You might not hit the blocks, but I want you to see if you can lower the left toes and tap the block and lift back up. Lower and tap and lift. Just one more. Lower and tap and lift. Step back, drop your knee. Return the same way you came in. Ooh, I made it. Let's try that again on the other side. If you're feeling like you're missing the block completely, don't worry, this comes with practice. I've practiced this a few times. Push yourself off the block. The left foot steps forward. Back knee lifts. You're in your high crescent warrior again. Come into warrior three. Lean in, lift off. See if you can really keep your hips square. Notice where your hip points are facing, and then lower the back toe and lift. Lower, there's the block. Lift, lower, and lift. Step it back, drop the knee, come back, and sit. We're gonna try that one more time each side. Let's make it flow a little bit more. So here we go, push up. Rise. Lower the leg. 1, 2, 3. Down. Back. And settle. Last time. Here we go. Lift off. Getting up from the ground can be fun. Lots of ways to do it. Down. Tap. Tap. Step it back, land, knee on, and hips down. Excellent, you guys. Come off your blocks and come down onto your belly for a little Sphinx pose. Lift your rib cage. Eyes forward. And that long line of energy from the top of the head to the tailbone. Now lift up through your ribs a little bit more. Try to round your upper back. And then just lift up onto your knees. So cat your spine from your knees. And then let your thigh bones drop, pelvis drop, and send your heart back forward. Try that one more time. So think about a cat spine, what that feels like. Really rounding, hollowing up through the belly. Try not to lift your hips, but instead lift your mid back to the ceiling. Mid back to the ceiling. Curl your tailbone under. And then settle back down and through. You're going to take your right arm, send it under like you're threading the needle, and then roll onto your back so you end up in a twist. Your left leg is crossed on top. Take your eyes over to the left. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So straighten the left leg, roll back onto your belly, come back to that Sphinx position. And then the left arm goes through, underneath. Bend your right knee. Open up to a twist. Just let your breathing settle. And slowly come on back to your belly. Push your hands back and find a child's pose. Blocks out of the way. Walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. Stack your right hand on top. Let your hips lean off to the right. And then over to the left. Or change sides, hips lean to the left. And then go ahead and just push yourself up to a seat. Get your arms out to the side, interlace your fingers, and press your palms to the ceiling. Let your shoulders lift, wiggle your rib cage. Find a little extra space and lengthen your spine and your waist. And then just let your arms drop. Great job, you guys. I hope you have more fun and think of more creative ways to get up and down, right? Try to do it at least a couple times a day. Get on the floor and get back up. You'll live longer and feel better in your body.